Hey everybody, Ernie Johnson welcoming you to the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm joined by the Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal, and the Jet, Kenny Smith. And the pregame warm-ups wrapping up out there in Cleveland, where it'll be the Cavaliers against the Boston. And we'll get to see Al Horford take to the court in this one. Horford, a player that we all love, but the last few seasons his rebounding has taken a dip. Is that just how it goes for big men as they get deeper into their NBA careers, Shaq?
Yeah, Ernie, all big men deal with declining rebounding numbers as they get older. Father Time is undefeated, buddy.
Undefeated. But the burst really goes away when your knees go. And I don't care. Father Time must have some great knees because he's been around a long time.
Wait,
I just got a question before we go.
What?
Well, if Father Time is undefeated,
Yes?
who goes after Father Time?
All these players. All these players who have tried to play past their years.
Okay, I got it.
And they've lost.
But Father Time has
Father
to have a
Time.
Father Time.
No.
He must get tired too.
No, I'm so totally confused.
Jeez, I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
You can taste the excitement here in the Quicken Loans Arena. We've got the Boston Celtics facing the Cleveland Cavaliers, bringing you another edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan along with Greg Anthony and Brett Berry. David Aldridge will be reporting from the sidelines. And before the tip-off, let's send it over to David Aldridge, who had a chance to talk with Coach Tyronn Lue.
Guys, he told me their primary focus of the pregame discussion was defense. He said they're dealing with a very sophisticated offense, and it's going to require an outstanding effort from his players at the defensive end to come out on top. Let's see if that's the effort they get. Guys?
All right, thank you, David.
You know, so many people were surprised at the Kyrie Irving trade, but throughout the decades, Boston's been unafraid to pull the trigger. I mean, they moved up to number 2 to draft the great Bill Russell, moving back to number 3 to draft McHale, add Parrish, assembling the big 3 for a championship, then dismantling that big 3 for all those unprotected picks. This is an organization that stops at nothing to try and win titles.
It'll be the Celtics off the tip. And now the opening lineup for Boston. They've got Horford. Rozier's out there with Smart. Then it's Tatum and it's Baines in at the 5 spot. And the basket by Rozier.
You know, thinking about Kyrie's legacy here in Boston, this is a town that cares only about championships. That's how his contribution is going to be measured. And only time will tell if he can walk in the shoes of the greatest players to ever put on a Celtics uniform.
Once James takes off towards the basket, the defense really has no chance to react and or stop him. What determination from the King there.
Now here's Tatum. Baines passes to Tatum and stolen by James. We're about 1 minute into the first. And the dunk by James.
Wow, LeBron on the roll. This time rocks it.
The Celtics on offense. Horford with the screen on James. Here's Smart. Korver with the defensive effort.
Now, those are the kind of shots you like him taking. R. Smith to get room to shoot, especially from the mid-range there. He's very effective at scoring just about anywhere on the floor.
Here's Rozier. Horford kicks to Smart. Nice ball movement by Boston. Lock at 6. Picked by Horford. In the corner, Smart with it. Sinks the three-pointer. Smart's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
A somewhat sporadic three-point shooter, but he's able to knock that one down.
It's a pick by Love. Here's Hill. Banked in off the glass.
Now their offense is rolling. A perfect start. 4 of 4 so far.
Now here's Smart, covered by Smith. Baines dishes to Smart. Off target from three-point range.
Man, that's a clean shot, too. You got to sink those. He must be disappointed that he blew that chance.
James, the pass to Love. That's a pick by Love. Here's the screen. Hill kicks to Korver. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist.
Well, I guess the D didn't read the scouting report that you can't let Korver get free from the perimeter.
And Kyle Korver with the return to form, shooting the ball well last season, almost 50% from three-point range once he was traded from Atlanta to Cleveland.
I don't think Kyle had to do as much work in Cleveland, certainly, with Kyrie Irving and LeBron James creating havoc. He could stand, have his feet set, and we know he's one of the NBA's career leaders in three-point percentage. That makes those shots a lot easier.
Boston shooting their first free throw of the game right now. And LeBron James dominant throughout the playoffs last season, and Brent showing no signs of age.
Yeah, interesting, Kevin, if maybe LeBron got a little bit of rest, even though he was playing a ton of minutes last year on the defensive end of the floor the last month of the year. A lot of scrutiny on how the Cavs approached their last 2 months and how they slipped on that end of the floor, but no doubt about it. This is one of the greatest players that's ever played in the NBA, and the first player in NBA history, just to throw out another record, with 35 points or more in every game of a 4-game sweep in the second round against the Raptors last year. LeBron takes on such a massive responsibility season after season and has just become so devoted to maintaining his health. That's the remarkable thing about his career. He just doesn't miss time with injuries. And if you've ever watched LeBron in the offseason, in between practices, in between games, the guy is a flat-out machine.
Free throw good, James. And as a player, Brent, what are those things that you did and LeBron does to speed recovery?
Well, cheeseburgers didn't help, Kevin, but his workout regime, in terms of what he does with the weight training, the yoga, the hyperbaric chambers in there to calm his body down, slow the blood flow, doing the things he does while at altitude, traveling on planes. And it's quite fascinating. It sounds like science fiction, but the fact of the matter is LeBron James does it to play at this level every night.
9 players. I like that. In a league that features so much switching, and you were just talking about this, would that be the perfect recipe for a versatile lockdown defender?
Well, I'd take 4 6'9" players in Jerry West. How about that? That might be pretty
always
good.
Include West with anybody, right? West with anybody.
No doubt about it. At 6'9", I think what Jerry's alluding to there, Kevin, is the fact that each of those guys would have a tremendous amount of length to cover up the floor. So foot quickness, lateral movement, and then that length to bother anybody, not only challenging shots, but also getting to the rim and making sure that there's some protection around the interior part of your defense.
And so, Smart nails both of them.
And the Celtics gave up 4 players to get 1 in Kyrie Irving, but they already had so much depth. They could afford to sacrifice a bit for a superstar just entering his prime.
Love. Good work defensively by Horford. Celtics trail by 4. Launches it. Smart misses.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter. And really for the Celtics, just a wealth of assets, but in reality, only so much playing time to go around. Sooner or later, you knew they'd make a move, and I think they got the best player in the trade.
So good that time. And Cleveland the other way now.
And this is a terrible start for him, and it has to be weighing on him.
Morris against James.
The fact that LeBron James is simply one of the greatest basketball players that's ever played the game. Am I overstepping it? Not at all. He is just as complete as it gets.
This is his second trip to the line in this one. First one falls for him. And Brent, do you think LeBron James goes down as the most...
There's no doubt about it, Kevin. If you talk about a player that had the consistent dominance that LeBron James had in every facet of the remarkable run for him, and when he steps between those sidelines, there's really nothing that he cannot do.
Rozier, the pass to Morris. Smart, wide open, he fires. Boston, no good that time either.
Just a little lackluster so far with his effort. He's been very limited due to his poor shooting.
It's stolen by Morris. Here's Tatum. And fouled on the shot, so the bucket counts and a chance for one more here.
Yeah, you got to really do a better job on Tatum once he gets on the way up there.
Green, he's checked in for LeBron. And the Cavaliers last season bottom 3 in bench minutes and bench points.
Well, LeBron James said it himself. You remember mid-season last year, he made a comment about how the team could use one more playmaker. And if that was not prophetic with what happened to them in the NBA Finals, I don't know what is. There's a lot of extra pressure for the stars to carry the load, so they could be seeking a little bit more balance.
Kevin, he is tough to stop when he gets to the rim.
Yeah, Greg, he can get up a few notches higher. They get it back. Here's Horford. Green with the blockers. Got 5 points so far.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Smart kicks to Morris. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Rozier. Can't get the bucket from 20 feet out. And so it's LeBron James making things happen for Cleveland. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all sorts of problems with them. We come back right after this. Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And from what you guys have seen so far from Cleveland, what's your take?
A huge fan of how they have rotated here defensively, been able to challenge multiple shots.
And if you're rotating like that, it's got to be a great line of communication between all 5 guys. You see that reflected on the scores, all that trust showing up with the lead.
The Cavaliers leading by 10. On the court for the Celtics, Morris is the 4 with Horford in the middle. Smart and Brown outside on the wings, and it's Rozier in at the point guard position. Green, no luck.
Yeah, I think the defense made an impact on that play, making the shooter feel a bit uncomfortable on release.
Now Smart, Horford with the screen on Hood. Smart dishes to Horford. Horford sets a screen for Brown. And he didn't get quite enough under that one. And so here's Cleveland. 10-point lead. This is their biggest. A pass to Green. Over Brown. Up again. Rebounded by the Celtics. Out to the right wing. Takes the 3. Hits the 3-point bomb. Rozier's got it back down to single digits for the Celtics.
And when the D is this non-existent, it's pretty easy for shooters. Fishing with dynamite.
Hood, the pass to Nance. Now, here's Clarkson. Not a lot of room. Right at the free throw line. No good that time. Now the Celtics take it the other way. And here in the second with about a minute and a half gone by. Picked by Horford. Here's Morris. They get a hand on it. Count that one. Morris has got his first points in this one.
Yeah, crafty inside. Morris has become proficient at using his body to create just the right amount of space for that shot.
Now here's Love. Hands the screen on Morris. Here's Clarkson. It's blocked. Here's Rozier. Kicks it to Smart. There's a good screen. Down low, Horford. Love grabs the board. Love's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Hood with it, now guarded by Smart. Hood kicks to Clarkson. Mans the screen. Now, here's Clarkson. He's guarded closely. No good. He's off to a slow start. 1 for 4 so far.
Well, Tyronn Lue's still pretty much new to the coaching ranks, but a tremendous amount of experience from his playing career. He won titles with Kobe and Shaq in Los Angeles for the Lakers, played alongside Michael Jordan in Washington, and he's seen LeBron James bring a title back to Cleveland. That's a lot of championship experience for Ty Lue.
Here's Rozier, following the score by Rodney Hood. Morris against Nance. Pass to Horford. From outside the arc, traps in the tray. And Brent, you talk about Cavs coach Tyronn Lue, having played with those greats, he knows how to win.
Well, he's never been intimidated by any player that he's suited up with, and certainly relished any of the opportunities to make contributions as a member of the teams that he played for. So he recognizes all those things, and I think he also recognizes the tremendous opportunity in front of him to coach one of the game's all-time greats in LeBron James.
So it's the Celtics now, following the three-point attempt by Rodney Hood. To the inside, and stolen by Love. To the paint, it's stolen by Morris. Here's Rozier. He's covered by Clarkson. Morris with a screen on Nance. Brown with it. Now Green defending. Brown kicks to Morris. 6 to shoot. Over Hood. Good on that shot. And with that, the Cavalier lead is cut down to just 2 points with the bucket from Morris. There's 1:38 left in the second quarter. Judging by that jam, Greg, I'd say you're absolutely right.
And not just rose up to the challenge.
Now Clarkson following the miss by Marcus Morris from deep. Oh, wide open look for Love. The shot missing, and it's Boston the other way.
Him struggling, so
Smart passes to Rozier. Morris with a screen on Nance. And here's Brown outside. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. And he's on the board for 3. 32 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. And Nance kicks to Green. Shoots over Brown. Green, no luck. On offense, here are the Celtics. They're on a 13-4 run right now. It's Brown with the drive. Pass to Rozier. Horford with the screen on Clarkson. A 3 from Morris. Again the miss by Morris. And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. Cavaliers lead by 1. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Here with Brad Stevens. Coach, what did you think of your team's energy in the first half?
I think the energy's fine. I thought we did look a little gassed at the end of that first stint for some of our starters, but I thought for the most part it was good.
Thanks very much, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, y'all. Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. LeBron James had it going on in the first quarter. He had 9 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 steal. Kenny, your thoughts? How are the Cavaliers playing?
Well, I think to shoot a high percentage, your offense has to be in sync. And in the first half, those guys were sharing the basketball, playing for each other. Now it becomes a matter of being consistent at it.
And Shaq, your thoughts on the Celtics?
Well, you want to try to hold your opponent under 50% shooting. That has not happened. Defensively, they're allowing way too many good looks. They need to do a better job of shutting down the lane, as well as closing out on shooters.
And that is just about going to wrap it up as the second half is moments away. Down to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the crew.
Welcome back, folks. So much to do here in downtown Cleveland and East 4th Street, right in the heart of it all. Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third. What can you say, LeBron James? What an impressive effort today.
Yeah, on the cut, off the dribble, he is a factor, and we saw that in the first half.
Coaches talk about having slashers on the team, and this is what they do. They get into the heart of the defense. They force difficult rotations. He's been tough to contain.
Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. And so in the game for the Cavaliers, LeBron and Love, the two stars at the 4 and the 5. J.R. Smith out there with Hill, and it's Korver in at the 3 spot.
You know, strange to see that this Cavs team, after facing the Warriors, became one of the most elite shooting teams themselves. Their three-point shooting percentage up to about 38% last season. That was second best in the NBA. They also had the second most attempts in the league behind the Rockets.
Horford, no luck.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
Now here's James. 9 points in the game so far.
Got to be careful once LeBron breaks the seal of the free throw line. There's a lot of power and a lot of muscle coming at you. Usually it ends up with free throws.
He is 3 for 3 from the free throw line.
And he's at 73% this year at the foul line. Adequate, but not spectacular.
That free throw, no good.
Well, still, Kevin, sitting here courtside with you in that fine suit, it gets me excited that I have another chance to watch one of the greatest players to play in the NBA. LeBron James continues to dominate.
He hits the second from the line. Hey, Brent, we know there's a lot of John, a lot of communication out there on the floor. And when you were playing, who was the best trash talker you ever went up against?
Well, I played with the notorious one in Seattle by the name of Gary Payton. A lot of people put him pretty high up on their list. I also remember one Bonzi Wells at his time when he was with the Portland Trailblazers and Sacramento Kings being a bit lippy. And then occasionally there would be a John Barry talking to me. But
really,
I never listened to him growing up, Kevin, so why would I listen to him on the court?
Good way to approach it.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shot.
That free throw, no good. And that trip coming up empty, missing both. Cavaliers leading. He dishes it to Hill. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Hill.
Yeah, it's a disappointing sequence of plays. Absolutely inexcusable turning the ball over like that.
Boston's gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. Smart kicks to Tatum. Dishes to Baines. Inside, here's Horford. He nails it, and we're tied up. Horford's got 5 points so far.
Even when the defense puts a hand in his face, Horford focused enough to knock down the basket.
LeBron dishes to Love. Back to LeBron. Takes a three. Buries it from three-point range. 13 points in the game.
And defensively, you've got to make a greater effort working over the screens.
Yeah, it's a bit of a lazy play right there. You're hoping that the guy misses the shot without really doing your job in challenging it.
Now here's Tatum. He has 6. The dish to Horford. And the dunk by Horford.
Well, his versatility makes you consider Al Horford as one of the game's best bigs. Finish through contact like he does there.
LeBron against Horford. Love with the screen for James. And James throws it down hard.
And there's no question that James is one of the best dunkers ever. A forceful finisher who loves showing off his athleticism.
Smart kicks to Horford. From 17 feet out. Good, and Smart gets the assist. 9 points for Horford.
Yeah, couldn't have asked for a better start to the second half, minus that one miss. 3 of 4 now from the field right now in the second half.
It's a pick by Love. There's the pick. Outside Korver. 6 on the shot clock. A shot by LeBron, no good.
And getting a hand in the shooter's face, locking down that in-between area.
Just taking on the challenge on every possession. I love defenders who give nothing away.
Now here is Hill. LeBron passes to Smith. Over Smart. Unloads from 13. And the jumper falls for him. Love's got his second basket of the night.
Love is an accomplished mid-range shooter. He's someone you just can't let get comfortable at any point. Kevin Love's such a versatile offensive player who can pass, who can shoot with range. I like him looking to score inside to get himself going, and that's the way that the offense has tended to go. First quarter seems to belong to Kevin Love.
Now here's Smart. 5 points in the game. It's good.
And whatever intensity was lacking there in the first half, you're seeing it on display here now.
You asked for those hustle plays earlier in the game. We're seeing them now.
Here's Hill. Goes back up. And Rozier pulls it down. Pass to Baines. Here's Rozier. He kicks it to Tatum. The Celtics need to get a shot off. Rozier. And unable there to get the go-ahead bucket. And you can't defend Kevin Love with smaller players. He can take him down on the block.
Well, he can back them up a little bit, Kevin. Then go to either hand. Use the right, use the left, and shoot the jump hook over the top. And then sometimes if he to draw in the contact.
Now here's Smart following the miss by Kevin Love. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And Cleveland gets called for the foul.
And this is going to be an asset for Tatum. His ability to get to the line, very good at using his body to draw contact.
Shooting 2.
And it's tied up with that one.
And it's about the versatility that Tatum offers, particularly offensively. He can guard and play multiple positions on the floor.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Tristan Thompson comes in for Kevin Love. And it's Calderon in for Hill. And a new group in for the Celtics. Greg Monroe. He's checked in for Aaron Baines. Marcus Morris comes in for Al Horford. Jaylen Brown's checked in for Smart. And it's Larkin in for Terry Rozier. Cleveland's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. Morris against Calderon. Feeds to LeBron. To the inside. And Thompson gets it to go in on the assist by LeBron. Thompson's got his first 2 points.
Thompson shoots such a high percentage on the inside. Most of his shots coming around the rim.
Larkin dishes to Tatum. Hits the three-point bomb. Tatum's got the lead up to 2 now for Boston.
Yeah, the onslaught continues. He's been unstoppable now for a couple of nights.
Well, a tip of the cap to the coaching staff here. They're recognizing how well he's playing, so the game plan has been built around him.
Now here is Smith. He feeds it to Calderon. And he gets that one to go off the front iron.
Calderon is used to shooting over the defense, mostly because he's smaller, but he's got extraordinary focus.
Larkin kicks to Morris. The feed to Brown. From deep three-point range, and no good trying to get that one. It's a tie game here in Cleveland. And we're just moments away from the start of the fourth quarter. And thanks for joining us again as the fourth quarter of play is set to get rolling. It's been a close battle to this point. Boston's gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight, 5 of 12. On the floor for Boston. Tatum out there with Marcus Morris. Then there's Brown. Then there's Shane Larkin. And it's Monroe in at the 5 down low. And that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession. Celtics ball. Tries a 3 off the inbound. Larkin's got the Calderon kicks to Thompson. Now here's Calderon. Defense right on him. No good on that one. So the Celtics will take it the other way. Brown outside. Screen by Monroe. It's Brown on the wing. Shot clock at 6. Monroe down low. He's covered by Thompson. Monroe's shot is good.
And with their hot shooting here in the second half, their field goal percentage over 50% now for the game.
The screen from Thompson. Calderon, no good.
The defensive reaction time, it was just immediate on that one.
And sometimes the most important part of that is the angle that the defender chooses. That time he chose wisely.
The Cavaliers trail by 5. Trying to find Thompson. He gets it to him. And the rejection by Monroe. Boston's gone past the three-point line for 13 of their shots. 6 of 13.
And they still need to step up just a little bit. They have the lead, but he needs to find himself out there.
James, the pass to Corver. Screen by Smith. Back to James. Calderon in the corner. Lets the 3 fly. Yes, it's James picking up the assist.
And throughout his career, Calderon has been one of the most efficient shooters. Very effective from the three-point line.
Screen by Monroe. Larkin dishes to Monroe. And that's going to be a travel.
Well, he was very reliable, keeping the ball in his hands during the first half. He's had a bad case of the butterfingers here in the second.
A different look now for Cleveland. Kevin Love's checked in for Thompson. And George Hill's subbed in for Jose Calderon. So Boston going with almost an entire new group here. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Monroe. Horford comes in for Marcus Morris. Marcus Smart's checked in for Brown. And it's Rozier in for Shane Larkin. Smith outside to tie it up. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That one on Smart.
J.R. Smith is a straight gunner. He's just a guy who wants to shoot every time he touches the ball.
And J.R. Smith One of the more unabashed gunners, Brent, in the NBA.
I always say this about J.R. Smith, Kevin. When in doubt, shoot. Stay in doubt all the time. And J.R. Smith has played his career in doubt.
Makes it, and the next one could tie it up. And it's tied up with that one. Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Smart kicks to Tatum. Picked by Horford. Steps back and shoots. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And the Celtics lead by 2.
Yeah, the first half was really tough, but he's really rounded a corner here and been fantastic shooting the ball here in the second half.
And it's Smith missing. The Celtics have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Picked by Horford. At the top of the key, Baines. To the inside. And again, it's Al Horford. And now a 4-point Boston lead.
And that's why Horford makes the big bucks. But don't they all? He knows how to deliver a huge shot in the clutch.
Hill passes to LeBron. Smith outside, and the pass to Hill. Cleveland moving it around. Clock at 4. Cleveland needs to get a shot off here. The Cavaliers again can't hit. Celtics leading by 4. Smart with the ball. Kicks it to Tatum. By Horford. Lets it go from 11, and he overshot that one, missing. Cleveland's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Horford. On defense, the Celtics. They've only given up 5 points here in the fourth quarter. Hill with it. Now guarded by Smart. Love with the screen for Smith. The offensive rebound. Just couldn't take the lid off. They had their chances, but came up empty. Fires the 3. Tatum's shot is off. The Cavaliers trail by 4.
Give LeBron the ball and get out of the way. LBJ again.
Smart kicks to Baines. Pass to Rozier. He's looking for Horford and finds him. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That's on LeBron James.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
So the first one drops, and that makes it a 3-point lead. He's off on the free throw, unable to get that second one to drop in. Cleveland's gotten fewer than half of their 3-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. And that one, good. Smith's got 4 points this quarter.
Look, J.R. Smith will shoot anytime from anywhere. That time, a clutch one.
Smart kicks to Baines. Rozier, the pass to Horford. Fades and shoots. That one wide left.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Hill dishes to Smith. It's a pick by Love. Smith kicks to LeBron to take the lead. It's good.
That is the play of the game.
Nothing more rewarding than hitting the big shot for your team.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. They're behind by 1. 41 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, LeBron James.
And in terms of his shooting, this has been one of the more accurate performances you'll ever see. I mean, he's been in constant motion, creating a lot of good looks for himself. But still, even when you're wide open, you expect to miss some of the time. That has not been the case here tonight. This guy has made everything.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to listen in on what Brad Stevens had to say to his team. He told them we've got to make the most of every chance right now. This is a winnable game, but we've got to make plays. Guys, we'll see if they can come back.
And the reason that he got such a wide open shot was because of the excellent screen and selflessness of Al Horford.
And the Cavaliers call time here. They trail by 1. There's 39 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What's your take, guys?
Yeah, and looking at how much time they have, I think it's likely we'll see them try to get a good look and score quickly.
With it, outguarded by Tatum. Hill passes to Smith. Love with the screen for Smith. Pass to James. Nails it!
Well, LeBron James lives for the big moment. Another one there.
Now a timeout called by Boston. They're behind by 1. There's 21 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Jordan Clarkson, he's checked in for George Hill. Here's the floater. Ooh, offline.
encouraging signs when Kevin Love is that intense on the defensive end. Swats that one away.
Yeah, you can't let him hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now on the second. He's able to hit the second one, and that will put them up by 2. From deep. So it's a narrow win for the Cavaliers, pulling it out. That was a fun night of basketball and fabulous finish as they continued to wait out until the very last moment to seal it.
And there are so many times when you see these tight games won at home, that advantage of having that crowd behind you oftentimes is the ultimate X factor.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much, LeBron. Congrats on the win. Where do you go mentally when you're in a rhythm like you were tonight?
It's a zone you get into, and it's kind of unexplainable, and you try to go out there and you feel like it's nothing that you can't do. And hopefully the momentum just continued to go throughout the whole quarter, and it did. And not only did it open up for me, open up for the rest of us too.
I know that's got to be empowering, LeBron. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. For Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.